It's beautiful outside. I love the crisp air with the soft snowflakes falling. I always liked winter. I know some people don't. That's just a difference. And that brings me to today's video, entitled, Live Your Yes, Not Theirs. There's something we all share, like a universal truth, and that is that we're all different. There are big differences, subtle differences. Some people like coffee, some people are tea loyalists, and some people are early birds, some people are night owls. And these differences, whether big or small, they can create problems in life. As I've gotten older, I figured out that real magic happens when I acknowledge my own differences, my likes and dislikes, and I manage them. It's led to fewer headaches, less frustrations, and ultimately better relationships. Today we're going to talk about this, and I hope you join me. Here are my 5 things that I don't do any longer. And number 1, I don't go to live concerts. No, and that's surprising as much as I enjoy music. Heck, we used to be in a band for a few years. I've certainly been to many concerts in my younger years. Ed and I have music in our house every day, but I no longer go to live concerts. Those days are done. It's the lines, the crowds, it's the volume. It's even finding parking places to get to the venue and get seated, and the traffic getting out of the venue. I just don't want the hassle anymore. And I remember the next day I couldn't hear as well. It finally came back, but those days are done. I don't enjoy going to live concerts anymore. The second thing I don't do is go camping. I didn't grow up in a family that camped, and in fact, the one time that we tried to camp was a complete disaster. With pouring rain, lots of mud, and a complete lack of skill on anybody's part to set up a tent. And also, nighttime in the woods feels very different than maybe in the daytime with a refreshing hike. And at night, I would feel very vulnerable to all kinds of nighttime animals and creepy crawlers. So as I enjoy the outdoors during the day, exploring can be fun, just as long as I can get back in time to sleep in my own bed. So the third thing that I don't do is shopping. Of course, I'll shop for necessities, but I'm talking about shopping for the fun of it. You know, in my younger years, I would take a paycheck, head out and buy shoes. I love shoes. And you might remember, if you're old enough, to remember the football player Frenchie Fuqua, and he had high heels with goldfish in them. It was fascinating. I never went that extreme, but I did like pretty shoes. But at this stage in my life, I no longer need very much, and I do not enjoy the activity of shopping. It's exhausting. When we built our house a few years ago, I had to shop to supply it with the basics, with the lighting, with appliances, with flooring, faucets, sinks, cabinets, all the things. And it was just stressful. And then when it came time to furnish the house. The only time I enjoyed it at all was I shopped on Facebook Marketplace, and I would get great deals on useful pieces of furniture. And oftentimes I'd get them for free when somebody didn't want them. So that was a bit fun, but also tiring. These days, my one shopping vice is in the spring. I enjoy shopping for plants and landscaping, but I limit that also. The fourth thing I don't do, I don't go to big occasion events anymore. This may sound odd to others, but I've lived a life of obligations, weddings, reunions, large celebrations of all sorts. And I'll admit that I enjoyed some of those occasions, certainly earlier in my years. They could be fun, but I no longer enjoy going to those. And I don't feel the need now to stress out about rearranging my schedule to attend these events, or to have to worry about hurting someone's feelings when I decline. While it's never been my intention to ever hurt anybody's feelings, I've learned that I have to do what's right for me. The irony is that my professional career demanded me to be social and extroverted. I had to do a lot of keynote speeches and talking to crowds and being with crowds of people. But my personal preference has always been solitude. And I believe there's a name for that. It's extroverted introvert. But whatever the name, I have to abide by being true to myself. And I realize that many people get great joy out of attending these functions, and that's fine. But it's not for me anymore. I am more likely to enjoy small, intimate get-togethers with people that are easy to be around, and it doesn't take a lot of work. People who laugh easy, we have easy conversation. That's a joy for me. Some people have FOMO, the fear of missing out. I definitely have JOMO, the joy of missing out. So number 5, I don't watch sports. For those who are passionate about sports, it can be an enjoyable activity for sure. Rooting for your favorite team or player, that's fun, but I don't enjoy it. Playing sports in my life has been fun. Back in college, I played intramural women's basketball. I've gone skiing a lot, bowling, tennis, and even those fun backyard games like badminton. It's fun to do those things. But to watch sports is not something I do. Ed played sports a lot in his career, and he's often said over these years that he's learned so much from playing sports, and I know he did. And we used to watch hockey games when we were younger. We'd snuggle up on a couch together, and he would keep my interest by telling me personal stories about the players. He also would drag me to baseball games by bribing me with popcorn and hot dogs. But I would always take a good book with me to read. I don't enjoy watching sports. And Ed enjoys a game now and then and will go watch it. But even he has tapered off a bit from enjoying watching sports also. And there they are, the 5 things I don't do any longer just to please others. I hope this gives you encouragement to become the director of your own life. I truly appreciate you being here, and if you liked what you saw, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Next time, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things I do that others may find strange.